Well, good evening, friends. We were back to the Castro Valley News live show. Let me see if I can. I apologize, guys. I'm going to probably end up doing this every episode because I can't. Oh, there they are. That's awesome. Thank you. I kind of, by accident, accessed a way to see the comments as they come in so that we can do the roll call. Good evening to Cali Life. Cali Life was first in the roll call. Good evening, Dennis. Welcome to the show. I'm going to bring this microphone a little bit closer. Good evening to Bob. Bob is saying he is here, but the A's are barely watchable. Looks like they're losing again. If you are not familiar with the show, we are live. It's a live talk show. My name is Roberto, and good evening to Dustin. Dustin, welcome back to the show. Things are going great, Dustin. I hope you're doing well. Also, good evening to Jessica. Good evening to Catherine. Catherine is reporting also from the news desk. The Giants are winning. So we've got a little Bay Area baseball rivalry going in the comments here. So if you're not familiar with the show, we start off by doing a what we call the roll call. So we get to say hello to everyone who's listening, and we get to kind of virtually introduce ourselves to each other. I'm just going to queue up some of the things that I wanted to discuss. I should have done that a little bit sooner. We are here. Yeah. This is my mouth, and I usually talk with it. Bear with me, guys. We are here in the roll call. Good evening to Laura. Good evening to Annette. Good evening to Kimberly. Kimberly, how is the bowling game going? Thank you for joining the show, Kimberly. Good evening to Stephen, and good evening to Micaiah. And Micaiah just sent us 500 stars. Thank you so much. If you're not familiar with Micaiah's store, it is Restore and Rework over on San Carlos, which is one street over from Castro Valley Boulevard. Jessica was just watching the Giants game. Carol says hello and go A's. Yes, go the team A's, but please, the team stay in Oakland. Maybe Bob has some inside information on what's happening with that. I haven't heard anything news related. I'm just checking the gain on this microphone to make sure that I'm optimizing its use. Bob, if you've heard anything about the A's and whether they'll be staying or going, definitely let us know. Good evening to Paulette. I hope you're doing well. We're still, thanks to something just flew off my shirt. Oh no, it's this little part of the headphones. Sorry. Carol says, whoops, stay A's. Yes, I agree. If you're not familiar with the show, we do this every week, Tuesday at 7 p.m. and we talk about things that are on our mind, things that are happening in the community, things that are happening globally, things that are happening in the state, just things that are on our mind. And like I said, it allows us to kind of meet together in one spot and talk about things that are on our mind. So we're still in the roll call, and since I actually started the show on time, which rarely happens, and I appreciate everyone's patience with me because usually the show is a couple minutes late. Good evening, Rochelle. Hope you're doing well tonight. We will definitely be doing the midway giveaway at 6:30. And if you're not familiar with that, I say not familiar with that a lot. There's a lot of people who are familiar with the show, so I should probably stop saying that. Midway giveaway is a Castro Valley trivia question where we give away a $20 gift card to a local business. Tonight, the $20 gift card is to Don Jose's restaurant in the village. You know where they're located at. And the trivia question is actually related to Don Jose. So it's kind of a fun little thing that will happen tonight during the midway giveaway. Hello again to Rochelle. Patrick, what's up, bro? Patrick, same to you. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. Bob says the A's are still meeting here, but the president of the A's is spending most of his time in Nevada. So that could be a sign of things to come. Good evening, Ross. I hope you're doing well. And Ross, I had the pleasure of meeting your wife last week when I brought her the gift card. And thank you guys for all your support and for watching the show and for being great folks in the community. Good evening to Daniel. Good evening to Kathy. I hope Daniel and Kathy are having a wonderful evening. Same to you, Ross. If you're not familiar with the show, that's like the 7th or 8th time I said not familiar with the show. If you're new to the show, what we do is we dedicate the first few minutes to what we call the roll call, and we kind of say hello to our neighbors and say hello to each other. If you missed, my name is Roberto. This is Castro Valley News Live. We do this every Tuesday at 7 p.m., where we have the atomic microphone. Patrick says, you walk your dog by my house. We always wave, but never formally met. Now I'm intrigued. Now I am totally intrigued. Okay, well, Patrick, good to meet you. And I'm trying to focus in on the dog that you have, and I don't recognize the dog. But Patrick, pleasure to meet you online. Carol says you have two Carols with the same last name, and that's pretty cool. Good evening, Michael from, where are you at now? You used to be here in Castro Valley and you're someplace else, but sending you some love from your hometown, Michael. Bob is at the sports desk. Meanwhile, the A's won, White Sox won, bottom of the first. So the game has just started, and I'm going to cross my fingers that we end up keeping the A's in Oakland. Good evening to Sharon. Good evening to Ashley. Ashley, I hope the new job is going well. It's a pleasure to see you. And I hope, like I said, the job's going well. I hope everything in your world is wonderful. Just sniffed in everyone's ears. Sorry, guys. Okay, Michael is still in California, but not in Castro Valley. So, Michael, again, welcome to the show. Good evening to Todd. Hope you're doing well. Ashley says hello to Carol, and I'm saying hello to Carol. Good evening to Maggie. Hope you're doing well. Maggie, thank you for every week. You tag tons of your friends, and I appreciate it. You're awesome. Good evening to Dennis. Dennis, you are awesome as well. Every single time we mention something, and I'm just it blows my mind because every single time that we mention the opportunity to donate or support or become a pledge, Dennis always chips in. So thank you for your unflinching generosity, Dennis. It's really appreciated. And Maggie thank you, Maggie. Maggie is tagging all her friends. That you're awesome, Maggie. Maggie is tagging Joyce and Maria, and Ashley says she is loving her new job. Hopes I am well too. See you soon. We definitely need to catch up and do that coffee. I know we've been kind of talking about that for a while now. David, thank you for the 50 stars. I appreciate it. Maggie is also tagging Margaret, and Ashley just gave us 100 stars. Thank you. Maggie is also tagging Marlon Gomez, and I know Maggie is also tagging Christian. Thank you so much. I'm trying to not mention people's last names because that's kind of not respectful of people's privacies, but I hope people don't mind that I mention their first names or your first names. Maggie's also tagging Jerome. Thank you so much. If you are just tuning in or new to the show, we do a roll call at the start of the show where we kind of say hello to everyone, and we kind of get to know each other's first names in a way. And let's see. Thank you, Angela, for tagging Melissa and Aaron. Bob says, I've got no problems with the Giants. It's just that when I go to San Francisco, I feel like I'm at someone else's party. The A's are part of Castro Valley culture. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. Thank you, Maggie, for tagging Bonnie. Thank you for Ashley. Thank you to Ashley for tagging Tony. And I want to mention something that Bob just said. The A's being Castro Valley culture. I think I mentioned this a couple times in an extremely excited fanboy tone, and you can see I'm probably blushing again, and greeting you like a fool. I'm sorry. Um, I think, I'm certain, none other than Ricky, number 24, Flash, the man, Ricky Henderson, either has family or has property around the corner from me. And I've seen him at that location 2 or 3 times. And I had the pleasure of speaking with him very briefly as I was walking my dog. And many years ago, a lot of years ago, I think a teenager, and my dad took us, me and my brother, to the A's clubhouse at Southland Mall. And when that location first opened, they did a number of player signings. Walt Weiss was there, Dennis Eckersley was there. Who else was there? There's another player that that's not, I think it's a pitcher that's just escaping the gray matter. But Ricky Henderson did a signing there. And as you can probably imagine, I was just so excited to meet probably one of my heroes and probably the best leadoff hitter in Major League history and the best base stealer and the most exciting and electrifying player to ever watch, Ricky Henderson. And I'm falling behind with the roll call here. And thank you to our moderator who posted Wikipedia link to Ricky Henderson. Anyways, I saw Ricky around the corner. He had a little dog. I had a big dog. And I was across the street, and I completely just was flush. Mr. Henderson? Yes, this is Ricky. And I said, oh, you're my favorite player. It's amazing to see you here, and I want thank you so much for so many years of representing the Bay Area and just so many years of enjoying watching you play. And then I told him, I said, a lot of years ago, we kind of met briefly at the clubhouse at Southland, and I got your autograph. And it's well known that Ricky speaks about himself in the third person, and he just said, Ricky Henderson remembers you, and it was amazing. So with that said, good evening to Rachel. Rachel is in the house. Good evening to you. Patrick says, great guy. Ricky Henderson, awesome. I still have the autograph card here on a 1981 Donruss Ricky Henderson card. I think Kimberly is saying Campy Campaneris, another ace player who is amazing and wonderful to watch. Carol says, Spectrum Community Services celebrating 50-year anniversary at the A's game on Sunday. So excited. First game in 2 years. I would love to go to an A's game. Maggie is tagging Michelle, real estate agent. Brandy, good evening, Brandy. Brandy is tagging Mandy and Joey. Maggie also tagged Margaret. Maggie also tagged Mary. Ashley says, we love Spectrum. Maggie also tagged Ruth. Carol says, wish I could share photos of my kid doing the race with big head Ricky Henderson down on the field. Those were great. I remember the big heads. There was Ricky Henderson, Dennis Eckersley, and another player. I can't remember. Anyways, we are in the roll call here. We're 15 minutes into the show. Good evening, Mary. Hope you're doing well tonight. And I'm really intrigued as to who Patrick is, because I must know Patrick, but I will hopefully someday we'll meet face to face. It's nice to meet a neighbor who watches the show. So if you're listening and you want to shout out in the roll call, just post up your comment. We'll say hello to you. If not, we'll move on to Bob is saying Raleigh Fingers. Oh, that's right. That was the third big head. Thank you, Bob. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. So it was Ricky Henderson, Dennis Eckersley, and Raleigh Fingers were the three, the big giant, the big head guys that I think they would run the bases during the 7th inning stretch, which was fun. And of course they would have people come up and take photos with them. And Someone asked what nights are we live, and we are live every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. and our moderator just answered that in case you missed it. Maggie's also tagging Jack. I want to make sure I haven't missed anyone in the roll call. Maggie also tagged. Wait, nope, I already mentioned that. Maggie tagged Linda. Brandy tagged Tanya. And since Brandy tagged Tanya, I'm going to give a shout out to, like we do pretty much every show. Maggie is tagging Olga. Since someone just tagged Tanya, I want to mention the community cupboard on Forest Avenue. I went a couple days ago and made some donations, and wanted to also mention that the perishable item situation is still, they are still in need of perishable items. The refrigerator and freezer are still moderately stocked. So if you have things in your refrigerator or freezer or other perishable items that you might feel like donating, they are definitely in need. I'll ask our moderator to find the community cupboard Facebook page, because I'm reluctant to. Jillian says, look at me watching CV News stuff. Well, thank you, Jillian, for tuning in. And we're glad that you've chosen to watch us. But yes, the Forest Avenue Community Cupboard is definitely still in need of perishable items. So that would be frozen food, frozen dinners, you name it. If you wanted to bring loaves of bread, there were some loaves of bread in the freezer. Gallons of milk would be helpful. I'm not certain what the situation is, but the perishable items, the refrigerator and freezer at the community cupboard, it's pretty much bare. There's not a lot of stuff in there, and our moderator just posted up the link to the community cupboard so you can get the address and know where it's at. It's beautiful, it's blue, and you can't miss it. And there's a wonderfully artistically nice painted refrigerator freezer that someone on our page actually donated, which was awesome, because Tanya at the community cupboard said that she was looking to do a perishable item program in addition to the non-perishable item program, and somebody immediately donated a refrigerator freezer, which is awesome. So again, if you have the kindness in your heart and you want to make some donations to the community cupboard, they can definitely use any perishable item donations. If you feel generous and you're at this grocery store, maybe pick up some cheese or some lunch meat or bread, whatever you feel comfortable doing. If you are in need of food, the food at the community cupboard is free. So all you need to do is just go and take whatever you're looking for. Be mindful that other people are in need as well. But definitely, even if you have just non-perishable items, you can still donate those as well, and Tanya over at the community cupboard will make certain that those things get to people that are in need. It's an amazing resource in our community. It's extremely well stocked. There's also a plant trading station. Sometimes there's coupons there. Sometimes there's Castro Valley News magazines, because I make a point to bring a few there when our magazine comes out. And there's sometimes handmade jewelry. It's just an amazing asset in our community. And I don't see that she's listening, but I definitely want to tip my cap to Tanya over at the community cupboard over on Forest Avenue. With that said, we are extremely close to midway giveaway. Rachel is also my neighbor and always sees me walking my dog, so I guess I'm hard to miss with my handsome dog. Who's Robert? You might be able to see him. He's taking a nap right behind me there. So if there's anybody else who wants a shout out in the roll call, definitely post up a comment and I will give you a shout out. Brenda says there is a new rock trading station there also. That's pretty cool. Brenda, give me some more information on what that rock trading station is, because I didn't see it the other day, and it sounds pretty interesting. I'm just looking through the comments to make sure I'm not missing anyone in the roll call. We got a pretty good roll call tonight, which is cool. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate your support, and I appreciate your patience with my occasional stammering and my normal lateness. Cali Life says, I'm a popular neighbor. It's actually my dog that's popular. People look at me and they go, but the dog, whoa, he's handsome. And he's a sweetheart. Brenda says, in a barrel next to the produce basket in conjunction with CV Rocks. That's why I missed it, because I kind of went right to the front door of where the cupboard is, because that's where they request the donations be, and I wasn't in need of anything, so I didn't really explore all of the cupboard as much as I should have. But Brenda says they are hand-painted rocks people make and drop to bring people joy, and that is CV Rocks. There's also a Facebook page for Castro Valley Rocks, and I know the admin. She's an awesome person here in town too. Her name is, should I give her a name? She's kind of anonymous. Ashley is asking, where's David? David is in the house. David donated, I think, 50 stars to us. So David is definitely in the house. And David is the owner of Daily Dose Plant-Based Health. Awesome folks. Dave lives in town, cares about our community. And Becky asks, what kind of dog do I have? It's a wonderful, amazing, wonderful doesn't do him justice. He's a great pit bull. He's a shelter dog. Had him for over 10 years. And I paused because now I'm realizing his age. He's a senior dog, so he's a wonderful dog. And David says he's here. Yep, David's here just about every week. And thank you again for the stars, and thank you for all the support, David. So if there's nobody left for the roll call, why don't we just go right into the midway giveaway? So the midway giveaway is we give away a $20 gift certificate to a Castro Valley business every week in the interest of supporting those businesses and giving them a free plug and some support and bringing someone into their business to spend some cash, which is our cash, but it's your cash. It could be your cash if you answer the question correctly. So this week, we're giving away $20 to Don Jose's in the village. So the first person to correctly answer the question and texts their answer, you have to text it. You can post it in the comments, but it doesn't count. So if you text your answer to 510-331-9112, you will win the $20 gift card to Don Jose's. And the trivia question is associated with Don Jose's. So absolutely, definitely text the first person to text your answer, the correct answer, to 510-331-9112 is the winner, will be the winner. The question this week is, what was the name of the variety store that was at where Don Jose's is now many years ago? And I think they opened when the village originally opened. So what is the name of the variety store that was located where Don Jose's is now, that first opened? I know I'm wording this in the weirdest possible way, so I apologize. So when the village first opened, there was a variety store in the storefront where Don Jose's is now. So the first person to text in the correct answer, naming that business, wins the $20 gift card to Don Jose's. And we've stumped Bob, which is weird because Bob always gets these answers correct. So there was a variety store where Don Jose's is now in the village. The first person to correctly answer, someone just answered correctly, you have to text it in, 510-331-9112. David says, oh, you need to be old to get this one. Or know some Castro Valley history. Someone's already got it. All right, we have a winner. The answer is coon rats. And this person spelled it correctly. Awesome. Hang on, let me text this person. So, yes. And Bob was stumped. So we have a winner, and I'm trying to. Nancy says she knows the name because she's old. So we do have a winner, and oh, right on. Dennis won again. Cool. So, Dennis, congratulations. Congratulations, Dennis got it right. Coonrats. Coonrats Variety Store was a variety store located where Don Jose's is now. So, congratulations, Dennis. You won. That's awesome. I'm not old, and I don't. Well, I always look into Castro Valley history and love hearing about and discovering historical things that are in and of about our town. And congratulations again, Dennis. Dennis, I will send off your gift card tomorrow. Since we're talking about Castro Valley history, I'm going to skip around in the list, and I'm going to give you two short but sweet and awesome Castro Valley history stories from our wonderful local historian Lucille Lorge. And I want to pause and thank Lucille so much for sharing all of her knowledge and firsthand knowledge of what of the businesses and the things that happened in our town. I'm just looking at the comments here. Cali Life says I lost. Kimberly says, where's Don? I haven't seen him in months. I haven't seen him in months either. Don Shalpy is an awesome guy, and I mentioned his last name. I'm sorry, I'm breaking my own policy. Don was a super popular, active fan of the show from Jump Street, and he's kind of fell off recently. If you're interested in shopping an awesome business in Castro Valley, Don owns One Bad Apple Records on Castro Valley Boulevard across from Pete's Hardware. Don's an awesome guy. I've known him for a bunch of years. He's a local dude. He grew up around here. He's got a family. I could only guess he may be busy with the business and his family. But like Kimberly said, it has been months since Don has been on the show, and I miss Don a lot. And I from what I understand, he's still open, he's still doing okay, but I think maybe just his life has him busy, and maybe he's got a Tuesday night class, or he's just enjoying life at home and not watching the show. But if by chance Don is listening, hey man, we love you. We would love to have you back. We love your participation. You're an awesome guy. And again, One Bad Apple Records is on Castro Valley Boulevard. You can stop in and support a local business. And at the same moment, you can ask him personally, hey man, how come you haven't been on the show commenting? Don, if you're out there, we love you. Come back. Open arms. So yes, without further ado or silly gesticulation, we can't use this gesticulation as the $2 word because we've used it before. That would be repetitive, and it would be a cheat. Christian says Castro Valley Rotary is hosting the 24th annual restaurant walk in the Castro Village and Castro Valley Marketplace on 9/21 from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Tickets will sell out, just $20 for tastes and small samples from over 15 restaurants, and proceeds benefit projects in the community via the Castro Valley Rotary Foundation. You can get your tickets to the Castro Valley Restaurant Walk. You can get your tickets to the Castro Valley Restaurant Walk at Mel's Shoe Clinic in the Village and the Cordial Cellar in the Marketplace. Castro Valley Rotary thanks Castro Valley Lions Club for gifting this event to them after winding down their club after many years. So if you want to support Rotary, and Rotary does a ton of good things in our town, you can definitely check out the Restaurant Walk in the Village and the Castro Valley Marketplace on 9/21 from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Tickets are available again. Mills Shoe Clinic in the Village, Cordial Cellar in the Marketplace. We've got a historical text here. Let's see. So we got a text from, I will give your first name, Nancy, in the 714 area code. Says, hello, this is Nancy. Coon Rats was the variety store. My dad owned Marvel Variety, 1957 to 1974, over where Payless Shoes was. We're OG Castro Valley. Thank you, Nancy, for the bit of historical information. And also, Nancy, please, if you have any historical photos of Castro Valley, I would love to see them, and I would love to share them with the page. Feel free to email those to castrovalleytelevision@gmail.com, and I will text you back that email address as well. I love seeing historical photos of Castro Valley. I love hearing about the olden days of our town, which leads me to the next part of the show, which is two. I'm going to give you two because they're kind of short, but they're great. Two short Castro Valley recollections from our wonderful local historian, Lucille Lorge. So the first one is called, and thank you, Lucille, again, for sharing all of your information and for taking the time to type these out and send these over. Lucille is so sweet and so amazing and so generous. She sits down at her computer and she types these out and sends them via mail. And this, I'm kind of OG when it comes to a lot of things. So just receiving special memories in the mail from our historian, to me, is super special. And I know Lucille's handwriting, so when I see the envelope that is addressed to me, it makes me feel warm and fuzzy. It's awesome. Thank you so much, Lucille. I know Lucille's daughter, Sue, listens to the show, and I think somebody just shouted. Yeah, somebody else just tagged Don, and Carol says he moved out of Castro Valley. Okay, then that explains. Carol is also saying, Don, where are you? Carol also tagged Don saying he's doing his keto. Todd said restaurant walk is awesome in helping our locals. And if you don't know who Todd Anglin is an awesome guy. He cares a great deal about our community, and that shows through the amount of sheer hours that he works on a volunteer basis for things behind the scenes to improve our town through the Chamber of Commerce and through Castro Valley Rotary. So Todd, you are awesome, my friend. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for your friendship and your support. Maggie is just tagging tons and tons of people. Thank you so much. Tony is also. Good evening, Tony. I don't know if I gave you a shout out as well. Carol is giving a shout out to Lucille. She says Lucille is amazing. That's an understatement. Lucille is incredible. Steven said the Cuttery has closed in Castro Valley. Shout out to Christina for her many years of service in Castro Valley. We posted a photo and some information about that. I've known Christina. It's been my pleasure to know Christina over at the Cuttery for many years, and she's an awesome person and was an asset to Castro Valley in the Bay Area. And I think we lost Christina and her husband and her dogs to Oregon, I believe. A lot of people tagging a lot of people. Thank you, guys. Thank you to everyone who is. Ashley says, Ashley gave another understatement saying Lucille is the absolute best. We also, our moderator has posted the link to Lucille's wonderful book, which is called Castro Valley. And it's got tons and tons of historical information, a lot of amazing, great photos. It is available through Arcadia Publishing. It is also available at R&J Quick Clean, which is on Castro Valley Boulevard across from the Lumberyard. So if you would like a neat publication that is just chock full to the brim with cool Castro Valley history and information that I never knew about until I read this book, that is a book for you. I think it's 15, 16, 17 bucks. Well worth every single dollar. But if you would rather purchase it online, we shared the link there in the comments, www.arcadiapublishing.com, Castro Valley by Lucille Lorge, Robert Phelps, and it's a great, great book. It's also at the library if you want to check it out there. And yes, Maggie says Todd is awesome. Tony says Dad owned Chabot Liquor. See, there's Castro Valley history everywhere here. You can't shake a stick without someone who knows something historical about our town, and I love it. I love it. It's amazing. Without further ado or belated verbiage, I have two stories here for you guys to share from Lucille Lorge. And the first one is The Circus Came to Town. About the 1930s or 1940s, the circus did come to Castro Valley. It was located in the large, then empty lot where the Castro Valley Lumber Yard now is. It was not exactly Barnum and Bailey, but a small traveling group. I was told it had a donkey that jumped from a platform into a pond of water, and they would exercise the elephants by walking them down Stanton Avenue. Other attractions could be viewed by visiting the grounds. And Lucille knows this firsthand because the family business, again, is R&J Quick Clean, which is right across the street from Golfland and the lumberyard. Here's another story, which I think is really cool. And I'm going to make sure that I go back into the comments and make certain that I'm not missing anyone. Maggie is tagging Don Jose's, which is cool. I was just in there the other day getting the gift card yesterday. Tony is tagging Dan. Thank you. Maggie is tagging Liz. Yeah, I see a lot of comments about Don. I miss Don. Don brought a lot of comic relief and hilarity to the show. And Don, if you're listening, please come back and participate. We'd love to even have you on the show and talk and you know, there's obviously a lot of people who miss you and a lot of people who obviously want you to come back. So, let me cross some stuff off the list here. Denise says, I see rents going up to $5,800 a month for 2-bed condo, townhouse, and apartments in Castro Valley. I can't speak to that. I do know from the realtors that I've spoken to, the real estate market is on fire. I shouldn't say that because of what's happening in California. The real estate is just hot. The real estate market is hot. Tony says, born at Eden Hospital in 1961, Castro Valley High, class of 79. Nancy is saying in response, sorry. Anyways, sorry. Went off on a tangent with the comments here. So the second story from Lucille Lorge, thank you, Lucille, is called Lassie. The original Lassie of motion picture fame was born in Castro Valley. A Mr. Froberg had kennels where the mini golf course is now, and he bred collies. He had a certificate on the wall from MGM Studios that said he had sold a collie pup that later became the first Lassie used in Lassie Come Home. The pup was not a female dog, but a male rough coat collie named Pal. They said he was a little large for a collie, but easy to train. It is not known how many dogs played Lassie along the several years that it was popular in the 1950s. So the Lassie story I had actually heard from Lucille before, and it fascinated me. And again, Lucille would know because that location at the golf course is directly across from the Lorge family business, which is RJ Quick Cleaner, and is also where you can purchase Lucille's book. the Castro Valley history book, which is, in my humble opinion, it's kind of the Bible when it comes to local history stuff. If I ever have a question, actually, I don't consult the book. I just send Lucille an email because I know if there's anything that comes up in regards to Castro Valley history, I know Lucille knows right off the top of her head. Good evening, Nathan. I hope you're doing well. Bob says he's not surprised. Ashley says, that's so cool. Just making sure I'm not missing anything in the comments here. All right, we're up to speed. So if you missed this, I just wanted to give you, I wanted to glaze over this real fast as kind of a FYI in case you missed this from earlier today. We posted this information on the page. So yesterday, at about 2:30 p.m., CHP responded to the area of rural Castro Valley, Redwood Road at mile marker 2.95. You can Google that to see where it's at. There was a report of a person down near the roadway, and upon arrival, CHP found a victim deceased and the scene suspicious. Castro Valley Highway Patrol contacted Alameda County Sheriff's Office for further investigation. And at that point, deputies and detectives responded to the scene and noticed indicators of suspected foul play. Detectives initiated a suspicious death investigation. The victim's identity is unknown, and an autopsy is pending to determine a cause and manner of death. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Sheriff's Department at 510-667-7721. So I think there was an image floating around in regards to where mile marker 2.95 is on Redwood Road. Definitely look that up. And if you were in that area, if you were on Redwood Road Monday around 2:15, 2:30 and saw anything out of the ordinary, please definitely call the Sheriff's Office, 510-667-7721. Any information would help, particularly if this is a suspicious death. They will definitely need any help. If there is a perpetrator of a crime, it would be extremely helpful. Any information to bring those people to justice. Again, 2:30 p.m., Redwood Road, mile marker 2.95. I believe that's out past the golf course. Definitely Google that to see for sure where mile marker 2.95 on Redwood Road is. And if you did see something that looked out of the ordinary or suspicious, please call the sheriffs at 510-667-7721. Any bit of information that may be pertinent, that could be helpful, would definitely help those investigators with solving that crime, that potential crime, excuse me. Also, yeah, this was further up the list, and I'm sure this will probably be to the chagrin of Bob, and I'm going to apologize to Bob in advance. I wanted to mention briefly the Canyon Middle School, the assault that happened a while ago. There's a lot of comments online. There's a lot of people who have questions. There's a lot of myself as well. And we discussed what we dedicated the entire show last week to this. And we reluctantly had the midway giveaway at the end of the show. So it was the endway giveaway. But I wanted to give you a heads up that while commenting on social media and posting on Nextdoors or whatever is awesome, is great. However, if you really want your voices to be heard on this topic, no matter where you stand on it, definitely check out the Board of Education meeting tomorrow night. They will not be discussing it. However, they do have a public comment forum where I believe you will have 2 minutes to explain whatever position or whatever feelings you have on that topic. I think it's really important that the school district hear from the community, whether you support whether you support the school district or whether you whether you are questioning their acts or the series of events, definitely check out the Board of Education meeting tomorrow night. Starts at 6 p.m. And there's a complete board packet available at www.cv.k12.ca.us/board docs/. All you have to do is go to the Castro Valley Unified School District website, and if you look, you can pull up the information packet on it. But it does start at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. It is an online meeting only, so you can view and comment from the comfort of your own home. And again, this topic has it's hot in town. It seems like everyone is talking about it, and it seems like everyone has questions. Everybody seems to have an opinion on it. If you are behooved, and behooved is our $1.50 word of the night, if you feel compelled to express your feelings, your beliefs, your thoughts to the school board, definitely do so during the meeting tomorrow night. Starts at 6 p.m. And all the information to go online is at www.cv.k12.ca.us. Just Google Castro Valley Unified School District. Their website will come up, and you can view the board packet, and it gives information on how to log in. So again, if you have an opinion on that, definitely tune in to. Okay, thank you. Our moderator just posted the board meeting details. They're right there for your perusal and convenience. So please definitely do that, and let them know what you think, what you feel. The Board of Education, they are elected by Castro Valley residents, and I feel like they should definitely answer and not answer. They should be able to hear the community, and they do. They should definitely hear the community's sentiments and thoughts on that topic. Unfortunately, because of it not being on the agenda, and the agenda may have changed, it could be on the agenda, but however unlikely, they will not be able to comment on it. However, they will be able to hear you, and they will hopefully think about your comments. So definitely check out that information that we posted on the thread if you would like to participate in that school board meeting and voice your concerns and hear what your neighbors think about that situation. So with that said, Bob says the comment process is not too difficult. I agree. Michael says Alameda County Fire Department was on the Caldor fire, and now they are home. Thank you to our Castro Valley heroes, to our Alameda County Fire heroes, for going out and oh, Carol says she just texted Dawn. Thank you, Carol. That's awesome. And Patrick says, hey, Nancy, this guy is very cool. Thank you, Patrick. I'm flattered. Carol says, in regards to the Canyon Middle School, it's a sad situation. Carol also says, yes, open comments at Castro Valley Unified School District meeting. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to let you know who was the sponsor of the Midweek Midnight. Special thanks to tonight's sponsor, Forester.org, a local nonprofit with a mission to reforest urban communities. You can learn more at their website, Forester, that's FORESTR.org. They brought us the Midway giveaway. Thank you, Forester. If you're not familiar with who Forester are, they are the wonderful folks who are usually at the freeway on or off ramp near Burger Island and other locations. If you don't know Burglar Island, that's a faux pas. Faux pas is another dollar word. Burger Island is where Wendy's and McDonald's is located. So they are the wonderful folks who are at the freeway on and off ramps, picking up trash and rubbish and litter. They are also the folks who did, I think, 2 or 3 plant giveaways recently. So they are a nonprofit. Their goal is to clean up our community and make things greener by planting trees and improving how our town looks, to be blunt. And they are also the folks who kind of inspired me to go out very often and pick up trash in my neighborhood. And more often than not, there are photos posted of the stuff that I pick up. There's, as you can probably already tell, there's no shortage of garbage. I just combined the words garbage and rubbish. Garbage and rubbish at the side of the road, in the streets, on the sidewalks, everywhere. It's a problem. However, there are more. The numbers are increasing of people who are going in the community and picking up garbage and trash. Myself, there have been other people in the community who have sent pictures of things that they've picked up near the creeks, near the library. There have been photos that we've shared of our little bend over here past John Drive. But thank you, Forester.org, for bringing us the Midway giveaway and for all the things that you do in our community by picking up trash and encouraging others to do so, by planting trees here and there where you can, and also for the free plant giveaways, which are super popular. They were giving away succulents, and I think there were also tomato plants. And now that I mention it, they'll probably do another one, which will be extremely popular and just cool for the community to go and kind of get introduced to this Castro Valley-based nonprofit and see what they do, and also get a free plant, which is awesome. So with that said, we're close to an hour. But let me give you the phone number one more time if you have a question, comment, or complaint. 510-331-9112 if there is something on your mind that you think we should be discussing. The list that I have here is done. So the show must go on, but there's really nothing left on my list to discuss. So I'm going to hand it to you guys. If there's something that you have on your mind that you feel like we should be talking about, please text me or comment in the on the thread, and we will we'll discuss it. And thank you to our moderator for also correcting me with putting up the link. Not correcting me, but assisting me in my tardiness in letting you know who the Midway giveaway sponsor was. That was Forester.org, Forester.org. Check them out. They're local people doing good stuff. Nathan says bye. Have a good evening. Thank you for joining us. We do have a few minutes left. If you have something that's on your mind, text it in, 510-331-9112. One more time, Nancy. Your dad owned Marvel Variety. Please, if you have historical photos, please email them in. And Cali Life says he loves Pete's Hardware. I do too. Personally, I do. Oh, one other thing that I wanted to mention. It's kind of an interesting historical type thing that's kind of related to something in the past. We posted something earlier in the week. Keith's transmission has been purchased by a different auto repair business, and the building's purple now. And I'm pausing because I'm choosing my words wisely. If there are other OG Castro Valley people listening, you will remember the optometrist building that was painted purple and the extreme kerfuffle. That's the second $2 word, the kerfuffle that happened, the brouhaha. The craziness that ensued after, and that's the optometrist that is basically right next to Norman's Grill. No, not Norman's, it's JP's. Shout out to JP's, great people. That optometrist many years ago, I think it was the 90s, they were painted, the building was purple. And there was a huge uproar. There were a lot of people who were up in arms. They did not They took umbrage. They took umbrage. That's the third $2 word of the night. I'm just being silly here, but Keith's transmission is purple now, and we'll see what happens with that. From what I understand, Keith's will be retaining their staff, the majority of their staff. I think one of their people is going to be going to another one of the family-owned repair shops in Dublin, but the majority of the folks that work there now will be still on staff. They will not only be doing transmission repair, but they will be expanding their service to just about everything that you may need repaired on your car. And this sounds a lot like an advertisement for them, but the building is now purple. I hope it stays. I think Castro Valley could use a little bit more color. Yeah. With that said, we're even closer to the end of the show. If you have a question, comment, complaint, confession, if you just want to tell me to be quiet, text me. Let me know what's on your mind, and we'll discuss what's on your mind for the remainder of the show, which we have got about 4 more minutes. Or I can just sit here quietly, or we can just end the show. Thank you guys for being honest. Honest. Yes, thank you for being honest and for being awesome. And let me see, Chelsea, local restaurant fundraiser at Lake Chabot Public Market this Saturday, 9/9, benefiting Chabot Elementary Parents Club. Please order from any vendor inside and mention Chabot Elementary, plus Devout Coffee Trailer is also participating, located outside the market. Thank you for your support. So I'll give you that one more time because I stammered a little bit. There is a local restaurant fundraiser at the Lake Chabot Public Market. Shout out to Hans and all of the wonderful people at the Lake Chabot Public Market. It is happening this Thursday, which will be day after tomorrow. Yes. It will benefit Chabot Elementary Parents Club. With any order that you make from any vendor inside the Lake Chabot Public Market, mention Chabot Elementary plus Devout Trailer outside, and a percentage of that will go to support the Chabot Elementary Parents Club. Good evening, Karen. I hope you're doing well. David says, I want to know what crayons is going to turn into. So what I heard, David, I think is the same information that you probably heard, is that I believe it was the owners of the May Market purchased it, and I think they were looking to either do some sort of market or restaurant there. I think it's going to be a restaurant. I think they're planning for a restaurant, but those plans could change. Bob says, is Keith's transmission marquee a historical item? It should be. It definitely should be. Thank you, Meredith, for the 50 stars. Bob says we should put the canoe in front of Keith's. So, Giants. Catherine says Giants are up 11-1. Go Giants. David says it's just a weird location for a market. I haven't heard for sure what it's going to be. From what I heard is it would be either a similar market or some sort of different kind of market or a restaurant. I think it would be. I can't say. I can't speak for the new owners, but I can say that I'm going to miss the heck out of Karen at Crayons, and Fred and Karen. I'm sorry, I'll miss both of them as well. Likely the same. Sorry. Karen's been a wonderful friend for a lot of years. She is a great person. She's been extremely supportive to me and supported me in a lot of things. And what you may not know about Karen at Crayons is when Karen originally purchased Crayons, it was Duffy's. It was Duffy's Bar before it became Crayons. Crayons is actually, people probably already know this, Karen's is actually Karen's nickname. But when Karen purchased that bar in the 70s, it was actually not legal for a female to own a bar or tavern. They were only permitted or allowed to be barmaids or perhaps 10 bar, but they could not own the bar. So we, with Karen, we have a bit of East Bay history, because from what I understand, from what she told me, I believe she was the first female to own a bar in this location of the Bay Area. That means like San Leandro, Hayward, Union City, are kind of, little corner of the Bay Area. So, yeah, that's another cool historical thing, that women were, amazingly enough, not allowed to own a bar or tavern. And I believe, if I recollect what Karen told me correctly, I think she had someone else put their name on the title initially so that it wouldn't just be in her name, so it wouldn't raise eyebrows. So interestingly enough, little tidbit of history. And we did a story about that in our magazine a time ago. But with that said, guys, I have rambled on, and we're over an hour. So thank you guys for being honest. Yes, thank you for being honest. Thank you for being awesome. You guys are great. We do this every Tuesday at 7 p.m. So that means we will see you next Tuesday at 7. And I didn't mention it this time, but this is our 72nd episode, I think. I think we're at 72 now. So we'll see you next week for 73, 74. Nancy says that Billy Martin used to hang out at Crayons. That's awesome. I love Billy Ball, was amazing. I'm actually reading bits and pieces of Ricky Henderson's biography again. I haven't read it since high school. But Ricky goes on and on and on about how Billy Ball started. And it was basically because Billy was managing the team. Sorry, I'm rambling about the A's, and thank you for indulging my fandom here. But basically, Billy Ball started because they were losing when Billy first became coach of the A's. And Billy Ball came from just taking enormous chances, doing double steals, bunting, and all sorts of stuff. But if you get a chance, read Billy Martin's biography and Ricky Henderson's biography if you can find it. It's out of print, but it's a great read. Anyways, guys, that's been an hour and 3 minutes. Thank you for your patience. We'll see you next Tuesday at 7 p.m. You guys are great. Thank you for everyone who sent in stars. If you're not familiar with what stars are, there's a little link at the bottom of the comments here. You can click it and you can send us stars. And when you send us stars, we get a couple dollars from Facebook, and they get a piece of pie as well. But it's a love from you to us, and we appreciate it because we love you too. So Cali Life said it best. Good night all. And Cali Life also said can't wait for episode 80 and some. Thank you, Cali Life. You guys are awesome. Wow, Nancy has an original Billy Ball green satin baseball jacket. Ooh, I want to see it. Anyways, guys, you've been great. When the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. Thank you. See you next Tuesday at 7.